Guys, welcome back to Fast Ship Performance. Then we're going to talk about what is happening down. Well, it's in Epping, isn't it? And it's this anti-fascist. I don't know how we've become America, but we have. And this is what I said here. You know, they're not the feelings police, mate, because this YouTuber says this to this Paul chap. And I actually criticised the security. They've employed security for the counter protests against the parents down in Epping at this Bell Hotel. You guys are aware of it. I've done this stuff already. And I've actually said fair play to the black guy, the security guy, try and have a decent conversation with the police. That's how it should be done. Now, I thought this person you're going to see here was actually part of security. The black guy is security, but this Paul Sillett guy is a person who's not very nice, it seems. A bit of an antagonist. And there is a chap here, Wesley Winters, the young YouTuber who does a great job here. Jack Hadfield, by the way, Jack Hadders. Maybe follow that guy as well. Some great content out there from some citizen journalists. Really worth just getting in touch with these people, as in look at what they're doing. It's really, really good. Let's have a watch. Right, this chap on the left then, this Paul Sillett guy in the orange jacket, I thought he was security initially, but he's not at all. They've got security there. That is a YouTuber. That's a member of the public. This guy, Wesley, apparently, this chap here on the right you're looking at, he's just filming. He's allowed to stand there and film. And what this chap Paul's saying, who seems to be a bit of a rent-a-clown, you know what I mean? He's saying, you're not supposed to be here, mate.
What do you mean off you go? I'm just standing here, mate. What do you mean off you? I'm just standing here.
Very threatening behaviour. Now the police are here as well. Stand up to racism. Who are these idiots, right? Who are these idiots? Where's the racism? There's no racism. There's security there that have been employed. Now, security big lads, you know what I mean? But they're men like me. They know what's right and wrong. The police are there. Security, can I just say first off, by the way, security have licenses. Their job is to secure premises and everything else. They're not willing to risk their licenses for some idiot like this. When they get a job, they go and do the job. If you threaten them, fine, they will stiff arm you a little bit, but they don't want to get in an altercation because that could lose their license. This idiot, Paul, in the middle, the guy in the orange jacket, he's not got a license. He's not a security guy, so he can say whatever he wants.
What are you doing as well? Come on. I'm just filming. Yeah, I know, that's fine. Yeah.
Harassment here, mate. It's
not harassing.
As young YouTuber saying, he's like, look at this. What is this guy? He's a rent-a-clown.
I don't think it was an adult.
Intimidating behaviour.
There's a law.
Head that up.
Can't touch him. You can do whatever you want, mate. Just hold the camera higher. You know what I mean? That guy cannot. The guy with the stand-up. This guy stand up to racism. We'll have a look at him in a minute.
You feel threatened, mate. You're following me around, mate.
He organised a lot of this stuff.
Mate,
Come on, are we going to stand here all day?
Right, check this black guy coming in behind here. A sensible dude. Listen to him.
You can't stop him.
We can stop him doing what
No,
he's
you
doing.
can't stop him.
You take him away.
I'm present.
He's allowed to be here, so you guys allowed to be here.
We're not arguing that, but it is provocative.
Yeah, but
His presence,
doing that as well is also.
all right, his presence here is provocative.
I mean, come on, it's to be expected, guys. Yeah, it's to be expected.
As the young YouTuber says there, it's not the feelings police, mate. You can feel what you want. But at least the black guy is getting involved there and saying, look, we think this is a bit provocative. We'd rather this chap wasn't here. Arguably, the whole stand up to racism, protest is provocative, but no one talks like that, do they? You know what I mean? So at least there's people having a pretty decent conversation there. But look, let's look at that Paul guy again. There's reports that the Paul guy has been violent in the past. I don't know that, by the way, and I'm not saying that, but obviously people are saying this. And of course, as we know, they're being given out things here. Look, they're given signs. It's all organised, out the back of a truck, have a sign, all paid for. What looks like the unions. Apparently it's done by the National Lottery, I heard. I don't understand. They're giving all these jackets out. Remember, the police said they didn't escort them in, and they did. They escorted them out. The whole thing was an absolute mess. Obviously, when they're finished with them, just throw them away because these people don't care about the environment or anything. It's just a grift, isn't it, for these people? We know that. I heard something recently on Lotus Eaters. Let me just turn this down. Where they had Tommy Robinson on there, actually, which I thought was great to bring him on. And of course, here's this idiot here trying to make out he's someone special. He's not, of course. He just hasn't got much of a life, so he needs to go there and organise these kind of things. He wouldn't step to someone like me, would he? But he's happy to step to a young YouTuber like that. You know, that's the problem with these people. They're just absolute disgrace. But we need to allow people to protest, of course, peacefully. And that's exactly care for refugees, care for Calais. We're seeing the country then, and this is pretty much all the video is, to be fair, is some marching down the street with some banners. Protected by the police, of course they are, and rightfully so. And security, rightfully so. I don't know why they're protected by security. I don't know what they think's going to happen, though. A quick advert for Ground News, who sponsor this channel, luckily, because YouTube ain't giving me no money, fam. You know what I'm talking about. All the stories you'll find on the front page here that are current. However, you can search for stuff in the bar at the top. When you click on a story then, it will show you here, look, what's left-leaning, centre, or right-leaning. It's a right-leaning story. Let's click on it. And then straight away, it gives you a summary at the top there. All the stories here, down there. You can even expand it for more articles if you want at the bottom. On the right here, it shows that there's 34 articles. There's 5 left, 14 right, and then there's 5 centre. Below it then, the bias distribution shows that this is a right-leaning article. And you can see here, Fox News, Israel, all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Here, factuality, expand that. You can see which ones are more factually correct than others, and so you can see who owns it as well. Where are your biases in this? Click on the article if you want. You'll go straight to that website then, and at the top you can see there's a bar that drops down as well, again showing where these biases are. You can then look at left-leaning articles and right-leaning articles and not get sidetracked by the mainstream media. 40% off, thank me later. Because one thing Tommy Robinson said when he was on Lotus Eaters, and he's absolutely right here, and that's the thing about Tommy, people don't realise this, there's a reason that people like me and Tommy Robinson and everyone else and good British patriots don't go down to Epping and stand with the people down there, is because it would detract from what is happening. Because what is happening down at Epping is there are parents that are concerned. And the government now is probably going to have to look to shut that hotel down. Of course, we're not going to use hotels that have been used for immigration anyway, because people like me, I'm going to ask every time I phone up a hotel, hello, mate, did you house immigrants, by the way? Yes or no? I'll find it out online anyway, because there's a list of all the hotels. I'm not going to use you if you've done immigrants. I've got properties, I've got rental properties, and I've been offered a lot of money, like a lot of money. I think it's like £2,500 or something to move my current tenants out of my property, who are paying, I think, 900 quid a month, and £2,500 to move in immigrants for a 5-year contract, and the house will get redone after. And the house is like 22, 23 years old, so I could really do with doing that house up. Have I taken it? No, I haven't taken it. Am I an idiot? Probably. But I know I can sleep well at night, you know what I mean? And when I wake up, I know I'm proud of being Englishman. I'm not taking that government money to hand immigrants in my house. Absolutely no way. Now, of course, I don't know whether you're aware in America, and you may not be, we've actually banned face coverings now. Face coverings are banned. And this is why, one of the reasons, if you see people like me, who I would say I was probably on the right of centre, conservative man, going to these things, I will not have a face covering on. I'll allow the face coverings if they want to be worn by the people on the left. But as I've said, if you stepped in with a face covering, mate, you're going to get, the port pain piston. It's coming at you, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not tolerating that at all. You could have anything, you could be anyone. You step in me with that, no, you're gonna get a slap. No two ways about it. And this post here just says that Essex police have been forced to admit that they did actually transport left-wing activists to an anti-immigration demonstration outside the Migrant Hotel in Epping last week. That's the Bell Hotel. They denied the allegations originally, of course, and basically this police officer, I felt quite sorry for him really, Assistant Chief Constable. We have a reasonable duty to protect people who want to exercise their right. And what they did is they brought the left together with these parents, knowing it was going to be inflammatory. They thought a lot of people from the right were going to be there, and then they could brand all these people as far right, fascists, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And all they want is escalation, and that's the thing we mustn't give them, guys. We've got to be very, very, very careful not to escalate this thing. And that means actually that the best thing we can do is to stay away from these events and let the parents, let the locality of the event send the message. So the parents standing up is the message. No face coverings on parents. They've got little kids there and they're just saying, I worry about the safety of my kids, because you've broken the social contract in this country. That's what the government have done. They've broken the social contract, of course. What is the social contract is, well, you pay us taxes and everything else, and we'll look after you from enemies outside the UK and from enemies within. This is a very serious thing. The British people have noticed. And don't forget, guys, I am getting a campaign at the moment, and we'll see if it works out. And what we're going to try and do is start dressing ourselves up in polo shirts, t-shirts, anything like that, as good British people of foreign manufacturers. Okay, this is Sig Sauer's website. I know they're struggling a little bit with the P320, I believe it is, with the trigger sear mechanism. There's been videos on that. But they do clothing. They do all sorts of stuff here. And what we're saying is, let's dress ourselves up in some, don't go like this. That's not what you want to dress like. I'm talking about a t-shirt with Sig Sauer written on it. I'm talking about subtlety in the UK, guys. Don't walk down with this stuff in Cheltenham High Street. You'll be in a world of pain, mate. You know what I mean? So let's just think about that. If you are wanting to send me anything because you're in America going, Tim, I'd love to, I've got a son who works for Glock or something. You want to send me a t-shirt, tim@fastjetperformance.com, and I will wear your t-shirt here. I'll wear whatever it might be, Smith & Wesson, and I'll thank you for it. And if you do send me an email, I'll send you a PO box address where you can send that. So I'm trying to get people, like good British people, men and women, to dress in this stuff. As a warning to the British government, you can push us so far, but there is a limit. And when you hit that trigger, then it's probably not going to be something you're able to stop. Take care of yourselves, guys. Really appreciate you watching. Tim Davies, Fire Ship Performance.